Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. The hit musical Beetlejuice is back on Broadway, this time at the Marquis Theater. And I caught up with the cast in the brand new Beetlesuite located in the Marriott Marquis Hotel. But we kick things off with the cast seeing the Beetlejuice fan art wall in the breezeway for the very first time. Now you can begin. I am thrilled to be sitting with you, both of you here in this Beetlejuice suite. How cool is this?
The Beetlesuite that comes with pets, and yes, I was gonna. Well, that's the surprise is that we also come with the suite. So when people book this, we are in the closet over there, and
Ready to scare you.
Yep, the first night you're here, we go hello, and then it's a horrible time from there.
Yeah.
We're excited to be here. This is so cool. What other show has their own hotel room? Completely on brand for this show. Yeah.
All right. How excited are you just to be back? I mean, let's talk about what the last 2 years have been like for both of you, with like leading up to tomorrow night, to your first performance.
I think, it's funny because in the back of my mind for the last 2 years, I've thought about this. And it was either, subconscious, unconscious, but also very conscious because I taught classes to a lot of people that were fans of this show or were fans of the album. So it was a constant sort of daily reminder how much people loved it, and I love it. And I wasn't done with the show when it closed. And fun fact, I wasn't at the final performance. I had called out on a vocal infection, and so I never got to really say goodbye, and it was heartbreaking. And so this means so much more than anything theatrically that I've done, I think, because it didn't seem possible or plausible that it was going to happen. So the fact that it's here is miraculous, and so I'm grateful, and I'm happy, I'm elated, I feel more creative than ever, and so I'm really excited for people to come see this.
Yeah, I mean, sort of the same thing. I feel even more grateful, I think, after what we've been through for the 2 years, just to be able to do anything, be in a room with people, be making art, but like on Broadway is just a whole nother level. And also just, it doesn't feel real to me. I was sort of a part of the show for a second 2 years ago, and then didn't know if it was coming back, didn't know if I was coming back, and it was also never announced, so I really didn't talk about it with anyone except, like, my family. And so I still find it weird that I can say things about the show now and say that I'm in it officially. So it just feels surreal to be here, and I'm just so grateful to be with just such a good company. It's just such a fun group of people, and we get to do what we love to do.
She's a good puzzle piece. Fits right in, and you are not ready to see what she's capable of. Honestly. And I mean it.
Thanks.
Being back in the rehearsal room again with like your Beetlejuice family, with Alex Timbers, I mean, what were those first few days like?
Go ahead.
It was great because we sort of started at square one, even though people were coming back. We did table work, which I thought was amazing. Timbers is really great about making sure, like, we know, even in this big musical, what the heart of the story is. And I thought it was really cool because I didn't know what to expect coming as a new person, if people were just going to, like, jump right back in. And it was awesome to see everyone new and old, like, talk about their characters like we were just putting up a new show. And Timbers was just approaching it in a way that, like, allowed us to explore and learn new things. And I don't know if you feel the same way. But.
I've said this about him before. He's one of, if not my favorite director that I've worked with because of exactly that. But for me, it's this coming back to this process, it felt like, yes, it's familiar, but we started from scratch again, which made new jokes appear and new moments and beats appear. And I think to his credit, Alex Timbers, directing a show is not a means to an end. Like every day is not a means to an end. We don't have to get to a specific thing. For Alex, it's like the means, like that's what's important, finding that stuff. And that to us is everything, because we want to be able to sit in moments without feeling like we need to block a scene by the end of the day. That's pressure that he never gives. And so, and I've also said this before, but I think it bears repeating because it's been 2 years, is Alex Timbers is one of the very few directors I've met where your choices are as important. They matter more to him than they do to you even.
Or if you're confused on a certain blocking piece, he'll be like, okay, what can we do to make you feel comfortable? Or
He's
what
in
do
there.
you want to do? Or if he has an idea, it's never do this. It's always, do you mind if we try this? You know, it's the best.
It shows in all of his projects. He's a wholly collaborative human being.
All right, the fans. They kept you going. No, I mean, they've kept you going.
I thought that was the question. The fans,
yeah.
yes.
Well, let's look at the fans, yeah.
Yes, keep petting that. That's good. That's good press.
Yes.
This is Sandy, by the way.
Yeah.
The fans are everything. In every show, by the way. Like, that is a thing that I think they don't get a lot of credit for. I think that fans, they're who buys tickets to shows? Fans of a show. And so your show keeps running because people like it. These fans have taken it to an entirely different level and have
the drawings. I mean, we have this wall coming up, which I just saw like a tiny bit of, and I was like, the artwork is so amazing. They're so talented.
Hundreds and thousands of pieces of fan fiction and art that all of them, every single one of them, from a person that's 7 years old to we have 65-year-old cartoonists that are coming in and doing this stuff. It's all so awesome to look at, and also just is touching and energizing for the cast. Like, how many people are going to be coming to see this show that are so ready to love it? That makes our job so easy.
Because every night is exciting. Knowing that people are excited to see the show makes us excited to do the show. Yeah,
this is going to be wild.
The first time you saw yourselves all dressed up, all over again for tomorrow night, what did you think when you saw yourself in the mirror?
They had a day in the studio where they came to sort of put the costume on me and test it all out, and so I was the only one in costume. I remember I actually choked up a little bit because I hadn't seen the wig, I hadn't seen the costume, and it started to feel real. And then it was funny because I walked out in the hallway and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It was fun. It was crazy.
The first time I ever put it on, the full thing, when it really locked in, because I had done months of costume and makeup trials and things like that before we got what is now the look. But it really was the same thing this many years later. Putting the whole thing on, it just clicks something in. You go, okay, this is the guy. And so it's very nice to have that feeling again and not feel like it's old anymore. It still feels very new.
Yeah. Being back on Broadway, you start again tomorrow night. you're back.
Oh my God. We start again tomorrow night. We're
crazy.
back on Broadway. It's what Elizabeth said. It's after 2 years of absolute nothing, to come back to this
to do anything but to be on Broadway is just crazy.
Well, and just this F1 speed of getting it here, that is neck break in the best possible way. But we're here, and it's so nice to remember that this still exists. Mm-hmm. And I think that is humongous, and not just a message about Broadway, but a message about theater and creativity. That yes, the world has suffered massively in the last 2 years, but look how important art is for this.
It's healing. It's a time to escape, and it's a time to heal yourself and to laugh. I remember laughing so hard our first table read, I think just because of all of that tension for 2 years. It was I was waiting to release it with this joy and laughter and tears and all of this emotion that I think is going to be just great that people have that.
And ironically, who would have thought that a show about death after 2 years would be the thing we might need?
Yeah.
I love this. I cannot wait. Welcome home to Broadway.
Thank you. Welcome to our very kinky hotel room.
Yeah. Come visit us.
Too kinky, in my opinion. It's a little much.
It's a little exhausting living here. Best.
You have been petting the sandworm the entire interview.
Just
yeah. Oh, and also, may we say, actually, if we may?
Wait, this one? Or is that
Yeah.
too much?
I'm So excited to be sitting with both of you here in your Beetlejuice suite.
Yeah, we just put it together.
I know, it's just just some light touches.
Just threw some stuff on the walls.
yeah.
We worked hard.
It's nice. How excited are the two of you? You're back on Broadway with Beetlejuice.
I know, we're so thrilled. We really didn't know if it was going to happen, and then we found out we were coming back and coming to our new house. That's Marriott Marquis, literally our new home. I meant to say home, but I said house.
Either way,
it's
a home is not a house is not
a home.
Or they're both the same, actually. Yeah. No, we're thrilled. We're absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
You know, we've been in as everyone in seclusion. In our case, in different places in the suburbs, just waiting and watching and hurting and hoping. And here we go. It's very exciting.
So when you got the news, like you're coming back to Broadway, was it like, oh my gosh, we're actually going back?
Yeah, I mean, we had heard rumblings of it. You know, we kind of got a little heads up, but I don't know about you, but like I wanted to like, I said, I'll believe it when it's actually real.
Yeah,
like,
we had that conversation.
Yeah, we had that. Yeah, like it's real. And
there've been so many setbacks on
so
many fronts that it's like, until we still haven't even gone out there. Who knows? We could.
Seriously, knock on wood. Knock on wood.
The wood that you hung.
That's
that
right.
was nice.
No, but yeah, I mean, we just, when we found out it was really happening, we're like, okay, great. And then my next thought was, do I fit in my clothes?
Yeah, that's everyone's thought.
I don't know if
everyone
I fit in
on
my
Broadway.
clothes. I've been wearing spandex for an entire 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you first got in your costumes, like the first time again, you saw yourself in the mirror, like what went through your mind?
No, it was the same day, right? We did it the same day. Okay, you go first.
I thought I'm back. I thought Charles is back.
Mm-hmm.
Charles has had a couple of years to think about things and to rest. But Charles has things to work towards now, which is his suit. But everything looked great. I was thrilled. That it all was.
And you do. You look really handsome.
You look really handsome.
Thank you. And when I tried on my outfits, I at first was like, okay. And it was like, we did one at a time because I have a few. It's like, all right, okay, yep, it's going good. And then I have this pig dress that like, unravels. And I'm like, okay, got the zipper went up. And then the last dress, I was like, just make, because this is like the big gown that I wear. I was like, please God, just make the zipper go up. And then it did. And it felt great. And I was like, awesome. And it
but
worked out.
But on the flip side, it felt great to be back.
It felt great to be back, and just
more than personal fears and egos. It felt like.
But that's a real thing that performers. That it's a big thing. There was an article about it, about how performers are trying to like fit back into their old selves, and we're new. Like we're different people now, and but when we put on our outfits, you're Charles, and I was Delia, and we're back.
See, that's great. And being back in the rehearsal room with Alex Timbers, because it was like starting from scratch all over again with table reads and all this stuff, right? Yeah,
he really did a great job of sort of forgetting, in a way, what we had already done. Because we all knew it was there. And then diving in again and re-exploring things. And we took our time with it. We sat down. We talked about relationships. We were reminded of the conflicts, the stories, the backstories, all that stuff, to just sort of reintroduce it and not just take it for granted. So it was nice. It was a good process.
Yeah, and it felt easy and better, new, fresh, different. Even though we're saying the same lines and doing the same things, but it's like a new show for us. It feels like a rebirth. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the best version of the show that's been done. So we're excited, and we have a new Lydia, Elizabeth Teeter, who we're very excited about, and some of the other new cast members. So, yeah.
Okay, the fans have kept this show alive too, like over the 2 years. I mean, there's the fan art downstairs is amazing in the breezeway.
I know.
I mean, talk about.
We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it. No, we're going to go see it at 1 o'clock.
Oh, wait till you go into the breezeway and check that out. Let's just talk about the fans. I mean, how supportive. I mean, every show has fans, but the Beetlejuice fans are like incredible.
Yeah. It's kept us going. I mean, it's what launched us, and it's what's kept us going through this whole process. To still have the fans engaged so much and hoping that the show comes back and being so encouraging and curious, it's sustained us in a really great way, and we're so excited to see them and to make new fans.
They're the ones that made our show a hit. I mean, our album came out, we did the performance on the Tony Awards, and then all of a sudden this just swell happened, and TikTok, of course, and they love the music and they love the cast, and I think. We've talked about this before, but our love of the show and the energy that we put into it with zero expectations, because we didn't know. We didn't come into town as a runaway hit. We came in as like sort of the underdog, and we're like, okay, well, we love the show. Let's see what happens. And people just grabbed onto it, and we're thrilled. I mean, we can't wait to see it.
It's great to do a show where so many people of various ages see themselves in it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think brought the fans in, was that the way they identify with the show, that whether you're feeling strange and unusual, whether you're feeling like you're taking life for granted, whether you feel like what's it all about, whatever, whether you just like a comedy,
Yeah.
whether you're in love with Leslie Kritzer, you know, it's just like it's nice. It's just such a diverse fan base. It's really nice. It's kids, it's grown-ups.
It really is diverse. You're absolutely
It's your
right.
father.
It's totally. My dad is here today to see the final dress. He
Yeah.
drove from Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He is here. He's my number one fan.
Like I said, you're doing your dress rehearsal today. You have your first performance back on Broadway tomorrow night. Like, what are you looking forward to the most? I mean, it's a big deal.
I would say the downbeat of the show. The
Oh my
downbeat.
goodness.
I mean,
just got chills.
yeah. You think about it, and it already had this, like, you know, vibrant response from the crowds. But the idea of being back, you know, I get a little chilly about it, because I imagine it's gonna be just a sensational feeling. You know, it's like doing the last performance of something, which we didn't get to do. The way you get that kind of response in the last performance, and everybody's
you
sending
know
you
it's-
off. In this
yeah.
case, they're going to be sending us on, so it's going to be really thrilling.
It is. And
Yeah.
today, you know, like the final dress, you know, the entire audience is going to be full because we're still doing production photos and stuff like that. But just to have our friends and family and colleagues in the audience. And then tomorrow, I personally just, I prepared myself even the first day of rehearsal from getting a little choked up, because even just to walk on stage and look out there, we didn't know if we'd ever be able to do that again. So what a blessing. We're so lucky.
How excited are you two? You're about to return to Broadway with Beetlejuice.
We're so excited. Seriously, though, super
Really.
excited.
Yeah.
So when you first found out, because you didn't actually have a closing, I mean, now you're back.
Yeah. And it's just been such a joy to go into a show and get to rehearse everything again. We're able to rehearse our relationship, which we didn't really get to do before. You know, he had to put in for 3 days. And so now we've been able to flesh that out and find new bits between us. And like, it's no pressure because we already know it's a great show. We already know the audience loves it. So we could just have fun during rehearsal.
And no closure. You're right. Like, we thought.
Yes.
A lot of us went over to Leslie Kritzer's house and started playing poker, and that was probably smart during the beginning of COVID, right? But then we were like, okay, we'll have the weekend, we'll have it, and now we get to come back to this, and it's like we're like horses ready to start a race. It's like joy and fun, and it's just been incredible.
Yeah. Nonstop laughter.
I mean, being back in the rehearsal room again with Alex Timbers, the whole entire team, and just being back together, what it means to you.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what we said already, that it's just been great to dig deeper, find out how the past 2 years have changed us and changed the show. I think it's made the show so much more relevant because, you know, the show is about living life and embracing the day. And listen at that first reading, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what we all need to hear right now. We all need to be like Barbara Maitland and leave
Or
your
Adam.
house and well, Barbara's the one who initiates it. She gets you going.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Barbara 2.0.
Yes. And you have the high notes too. So it's your song.
So yeah, we all have to like force ourselves like, okay, we can take off our masks sometimes, and we can go and do things, you know.
And it's like we have this connection. You know, you get to the show's about connection, right? And it's about connection to each other and connection to the audience. And I wasn't here for the first rehearsal process, and so I was thrown in. And we have found that it's just been so amazing that Alex Timbers allows you to find you, and Carrie has let me find me, and we found each other together, and it's just been incredible.
Yeah.
I know we keep saying it, but it's the truth.
Okay, the first time you saw yourself back in costume again, both of you, like in front of the mirror, like what went through your mind?
I feel like just a lot of gratitude. You know, during those 2 years, your mind goes to a place where like, am I ever going to get to do what I love again? Is anything ever going to be normal again? Am I going to be able to sing again? So I think it was just like a lot of gratitude.
Yeah, and so much gratitude, but mine was like, it still fits.
Oh, that was mine too, totally. Because they didn't give me a fitting. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so embarrassing if our first dress rehearsal, they're like, everybody, Carrie can't be in costume today.
Snap. Oh, no. So, yeah, but then also just, wait, what was I going with this? I can't remember now.
Your costume. Yeah.
in the mirror with your costume.
Yeah, no, that it fit was great, but just so much joy and bringing this 2 years of who we've become and finding what's important and living our lives and being able to do what I've been doing since my bar mitzvah at 13, and I'm 31 now. 51, but still doesn't matter. So just amazing.
Okay, the fans. You have the most loyalist fans. Every show has fans, but there's something about the Beetlejuice fans.
It's
I mean,
true.
they've kept it going, right?
Yes, they saved us. They turned our whole show around, and we're very big on TikTok, and we love watching the videos. They dress up, and it's just amazing. And also, they come to the stage door dressed up. We can't wait for that. We can't wait to see everybody in the audience.
And they just kept us going during the 2 years too. Like I would sing songs with my son on TikTok as well, David S. Josephsberg.
Oh.
And what? What's the matter? I'm not plugging. What, Carrie? And just stage door has been incredible, and their energy is just, as I said, it's like nothing I've ever had before in my life.
All right, that first performance tomorrow night is going to be wild. Right?
Scary and exciting.
I can't wait. I mean, we desperately need an audience at this point because, doing a comedy for no one is not as much fun. But we think we're going to add maybe an hour onto the show because of applause and laughter.
I think I should maybe not have a coffee tomorrow because I'm already like this and ready to go. And then if they explode, I'm going to I'll forget. I'll just explode. It'll be too much, I think.
It was already so much fun every night. And we know tomorrow is going to be incredible.
Like a rock concert, sporting event.
And finally, just being back on Broadway. It's what you've missed for 2 years and what it means. Like tomorrow night, curtain goes up.
Yeah, I mean, I always dreamed of this since I was little. I've always dreamed about being on Broadway, and I never take it for granted. I walk down the street, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're right next to Hamilton. We're right in the center of everything. It's just,
We're right next to Broadway star Carrie Butler. Hello.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah, totally. Same. My bar mitzvah theme was David on Broadway.
Oh.
And now we're here.
And I'm here. Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you.